saw Doreen outside. I think Chuckie did something to her.
Sweetie, Chuckie is a toy, okay? It broke, you got rid of it.
Mom, I saw him. I saw him following Doreen.
No, you didn't. Listen to what you're saying.
Mom, he's gonna kill her.
Chuck.
Why aren't you listening to me? I have it on Omar's phone. He's following Doreen. I can show you.
Why do you have Omar's phone?
I took it.
Why?
I had to. I had to follow Chuckie, Mom.
Okay.
I'm not crazy, Mom.
Stay right here, okay?
Mom!
And you're coming to work with me.
He's trying to kill us!
What's going on, guys? Bart here with Tully Television, and today we're getting into another Spooktacular review. We're getting into Child's Play, but we're getting into the Child's Play that was released in 2019, starring one of my loves of Hollywood, Aubrey Plaza. This movie suggestion comes from our friend of the channel, Jordan, and I'm glad that he was able to come over and watch this with me, and that he suggested this, because this is a remake or a reboot, however you want to say that, actually made sense and was comparable to the original. But let's get into some of the pedigree here, so to speak, with the cast. Was released June 21st, 2019. Stars Gabriel Bateman as Andy, Aubrey Plaza as his mother Karen Barclay, Mark Hamill, aka Luke Skywalker, plays the voice of Chuckie here. Brian Tyree Henry plays Detective Mike Norris. I don't know why I did that. Mike Norris. Ty Consiglio plays Andy's friend Pug. Charlie's Brooke plays Doreen Norris, Detective Mike's mother, who's a neighbor of Andy's and his mother. Tim Matheson as Henry Caslin, the owner of Caslin Corporation. Beatrice Kitso as Andy's other friend, Phelan. And finally, David James Lewis as Shane, some watermelon tycoon, I guess, who is dating Andy's mother and is a real piece of work. Now, much like in the original movie, Andy and his mother move into a new neighborhood after the father left, the husband, and it's up to them to, restart, pick up the pieces. And Andy's birthday is coming up, and his mother works at a retail store, similar to Walmart or something like that, in the returns department. And Caslin Corporation is releasing a Buddii 2, but she thought that because there was a return of an original Buddii, they call them Buddii dolls in here, not good guy dolls. So that's one big difference. And she winds up getting the son through a clip that I'm going to try to show you in the beginning of this review on how she got the doll. But if not, the manager asked how she could have like a 14 or 15-year-old son, and she was like, I had a very productive sweet 16. And that scene was pretty funny, and she winds up getting the doll. But what happened, how this all started, is not through a serial killer named Charles Lee Ray escaping or trying to escape from the cops and then doing a voodoo ritual onto a good guy doll. This was a factory that manufactured these dolls, put them together and stuff, and would ship them off across the globe, apparently. But this one particular guy who worked at this factory must have been like a lackadaisical, daydreamy type of guy, because the boss came over, started degrading him, letting him have it with the verbal 1-2, and says, you put it together, get the hell out of here, or whatever, right? Now, if I'm getting fired, I'm not finishing anything. I'm leaving, okay? But whatever happened in this person's life broke him, and the Buddii doll that has the chip in it, it's a computer chip, uh, he shut off all the parameters, all the safety protocols, all this stuff. So it's basically the power to computate. Uh, Basically, think of a child who's able to comprehend everything and takes everything literally, and with no safety protocols, no nothing behind it. It's going to be a recipe for mayhem, and he eventually is. Okay, so now we transfer back to Andy and his mother when she brings the Buddy doll back home to him. And at first he's trying to say it's lame because the newer one can connect to all the devices in your house that are related to Caslin products. And he seems she gets a little down, and he's like, no, 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 it's great, Ma, it's great. And he tries to make the best out of it. And this guy that she's dating, right, is making it real difficult for Andy to feel comfortable around him. Shane, the character Shane. This character Shane will do things like make it very obvious, like him and the mom just, did stuff together. Because as he's coming out, he's buckling his belt and stuff, and it's like, come on, show a little respect, man. The kid's 14. He doesn't need to exactly know you fucking stop banging his mom, right? To that degree. Little things like that. And so as Andy is as Chuckie, so to speak, is learning new things, there was an instance where his Andy's cat scratched him, and he saw the blood and asked what that was. At another point, when he and the two friends he made, Pug and Phelan, Andy, he starts spending more time together because they seen the Chucky doll kind of act on his own, and that was the icebreaker finally for Andy to meet friends. So one time they're watching the legendary movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and they're laughing at it, right? Because in the perspective of us, after a certain point, we know that these movies are just movies for the most part. That the violence that we're seeing is simulated violence to look like real violence, and don't get me wrong, is there an occasional elbow or something that happens to an actor in these scenes? I'm sure, but it's supposed to be simulated, right? We know this. Um, and even when it's movies that look so super surreal, it still scares us, even though we still know it's fake. But Chucky's not getting that, so he's thinking that like when choppy someone, like a Val Venus situation, he thinks you're not going to get really hurt because it's ha 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 ha, right? So it's basically uh, Jordan said it's like Ultron, but just a Chucky doll. He's just taking everything literal without understanding the nuances of human language, the nuance of human understanding of these nuances. And so, as these things continue to go on, Andy inadvertently, subliminally reveals what the parameters for Chucky will be, because Chucky views Andy as his best friend, and he will do anything to protect his best friend. And so, like, one day the cat did something again, and Andy said, I'm tired of that cat. And the cat goes missing. And Andy has to help cover up what happened to the cat. Um, there was like these little situations. How Detective Mike comes into it is that one day the boyfriend's over and Andy has to hang outside the hallway to not, listen because it's small, thin walls and stuff. And Detective Mike wonders what's going on until he sees the mom come out. And then one time he's seen the boyfriend coming out and got that there was a a vibe. He didn't pass the vibe check, my guy. You catch what I mean? This Shane character. And so one day, Shane confronts Andy and is kind of bullying him in his room and like threw him at his bed and stuff and was like, "Oh, you want to be a man and come against me? Yeah, do it like a man or whatever, not send your doll." Because Chucky would try to freak him out and say stuff and reveal the voice recording of Andy kind of saying he didn't like Shane or whatever. And so Chucky finally decided to get rid of Shane. Shane was married and had a family. Shane did not eat the chocolate chip cookies that Andy's mother made. How dare you not eat those chocolate chip cookies, you bastard? What type of animal are you not eating those chocolate chip cookies? She spent time. So when Chucky followed him home, yeah, I'm assuming he got in the car or whatever like that. He wound up taking him out via I don't know what those machines are called where like they kind of dredge up the dirt, as you push it, but it's electrical, right? So or gas powered, however you want to call it, gas powered. That dredges up the dirt because I guess he has a watermelon farm or something like that. To help like plant seeds and stuff. I'm not sure what the name of the device is, but any of you farmer experts out there, gardening experts, it's just basically got a bunch of like teeth that rotate, and um, he got crushed by it pretty gnarly. And then when Andy woke up the next day, Shane's head was on his dresser, and so Andy was bugging out. His friends are bugging out. They try to gotta get rid of it. He first said it was a gift for Detective Mike's mother, and Andy's mom wanted him to drop it off right then and there, so he had to find a way to get back in and sneak it out. And at this point, Detective Mike is getting a little suspicious about what things that are going on with Andy because he's starting to see certain things. When things finally start turning up is when Andy decides to get rid of Chucky with his friends and they destroy him. There's this porter, this handyman that lives in the building who took Chucky's body from the trash and tried to reconstitute it to sell it on eBay. But now that he gave Chucky mobility back and a consciousness back in a way, he got taken out. Now Chucky's after everybody. And finally, the big apex of this movie comes where Buddii 2.0 is getting ready to release, and everybody's there. Andy knew Chucky came back and got weaseled his way back into one of the neighbor kid's house, and Andy bugs out, and now he has no friends because the two friends he had think that he may have did all this and just was blaming it on Chucky, right? Which would have been an interesting movie, in my opinion, when Jordan brought it up, that if this was like where it looked like Chucky was doing everything, but it was really Andy's mind, that would have been a great twist on an original on the original. So, but that's not what it is. I'm gonna spoil that's not what it is. It's really just Chucky, a malfunctioning Chucky. And so basically, everyone's at the store for the release of Buddii 2, and Chucky takes over everything, the security system, this, that, the other, and goes on a little massacre run. Until finally, Andy and his mother and Detective Mike are able to defeat Chucky. And then, of course, at the end, they leave it open for a sequel that never came. The reason why that sequel never came is because then the Chucky TV show started coming out that was connecting to the original, and it was such a sleeper little hit that's up to 3 seasons now on Sci-Fi. And then this movie wound up not getting any sequels or touched or bothered with again after that, with the re-interest in the original Chucky timeline. But I will definitely give this movie a solid 7 to 8. The humor was on point, the kills were on point. Um, I think the original design of Chucky was better, but I didn't mind this particular version of Chucky. He did look a little different, a little more scary, in my opinion. Just slightly, just slightly. It was more the eyes for me that kind of the dead eye look, as well. But as far as choosing between which was better, the original or this version, I think they're both equal in their own ways because um obviously the original Chucky series, the original Chucky movie spawned a franchise of sequels and television shows. Uh, I don't know if there's any like comics or video games that star Chucky. A video game would be interesting as Chucky, right? Or playing as Chucky, or are you playing to get out of there away from Chucky or something like that? Um, and it would have really been interesting to see what would happen with this line of movies if it was given time to breathe, right? And grow, because I think that the cast was pretty decent. I liked Detective Mike. I love Aubrey Plaza, and the kid that played um, Andy, I thought did a really excellent job. And I'm gonna just throw on my conspiracy hat here for a minute so I can research it. But his last name is Bateman, the kid that played Andy, and I'm curious if he's related to Jason Bateman from like Ozark and stuff, and various other movies. Extract. Uh, but I'm digressing from my original point. If you want to see this movie, I highly suggest it. Like I said, give this a solid 7 to 8. Um, there's maybe one or two things I could have, maybe if I'm looking at it, be like, well, yeah, I would change this or that. I mean, I like the fact that it's an undying serial killer inside Chucky. Um, well, because of the soul will never die at that point for Charles Lee Ray. But the malfunctioning technology aspect of it certainly fits into today's society and how everybody is relying on tech to do all their chores and this and that, and we become lazier, stupider, and fatter. And our reliance on technology is what's going to be our ultimate destruction, is partially what this movie I felt was trying to touch on. Um, yeah, Caslin Corporation apologized for everything, and will say that the next Buddii 2.0s or whatever will be the same at the end of the movie, and you see Chucky's eyes go red. But that's it. That's the new entry into the Spooktacular playlist. Let me know what you think down below, and until next time, peace, Knuckles.